Hi all, this is Jed Haberstroh. Since I couldn't be there today, I thought I'd put together this little video for you. I'll say a few words, but I figured instead of just watching me talk, it'd be a lot more fun to show you where I work. But before we get started with that, I do want to thank a few people. First, I want to thank Leanna Landsman for having nominated me. She's always been one of my biggest advocates when I was in school, and now that I live 3,000 miles away, she still somehow manages to keep me in her thoughts and show her support. I also want to thank all those that wrote in support of my nomination. I don't know who you all are, though I have some sneaking suspicions, but still I want to show my gratitude. And then of course, I want to thank my mom and dad, who simply enabled so much of my life. When I was going to school in Naples, frankly, I was lucky. I was lucky because early in my schooling, I discovered something that I truly loved doing, and that was programming computers. Figuring out what you want to pursue in life is a challenge that everyone faces. A question that I've personally seen take years to answer for some. I was so lucky because I stumbled upon my answer to that question without even really meaning to. Initially, I just wanted to make video games. I didn't realize that curiosity would shape the rest of my life, though oddly enough, I didn't actually end up making any video games. It was easy though. Programming wasn't easy. Honestly, it still isn't. But when you find something you can lose yourself in for hours on end, it's easy to say, yeah, I want to keep doing this. I want to get better at this, and I want to learn more about this. I was lucky because Naples was an environment where I could pursue these interests. Miss McMullen allowed me to earn extra credit in calculus class by writing a program that could solve polynomials of degrees larger than 2. That was super cool, though reflecting upon it now, I don't know what that had to do with calculus. And then Mr. Clark let me develop a program that generated themed lyrics for my 12th grade English class final project, in lieu of a more traditional assignment that, to be honest, I didn't really want to do. So I was super grateful that he let me write this program instead. And of course, for all 4 years of my tenure in high school, Mr. Freeval dedicated months out of the year and out of his life to the first robotics team, so I and others could build and compete badass robots. Robots that would sometimes go on to win our regional competition and bring us to Atlanta, and other times would just kind of sputter on the field and catch on fire. Though, don't worry, only for a moment or two. So to me, Naples High School was an environment where was allowed to be creative with my education, where I was given opportunities to deviate from the norm, and where I could cultivate my interests. Fast forward, I graduated from RIT 4 years ago, and I have since been living in California where I work for Apple as a software engineer. I suppose this isn't actually a grand surprise to those who knew me when I was in school. Oddly enough, I think Mr. Robeson exactly predicted this once in 11th grade math class, which I'm not sure if it's good I'm so predictable, but I suppose everything's okay. My work at Apple isn't straightforward to explain, but because a big part of it involves computer graphics, I often interact with game companies such as Unreal and Unity. So, as I wrote this, I kind of realized, although inadvertently, I haven't greatly deviated from the young version of myself that learned to program in order to make my own video games. And I think that's pretty cool. Since I've left Naples, I've had many rewarding experiences in my young career. And to be frank, I've been a bit lucky. Lucky primarily because, the skills that I learned as a programmer has opened many doors in my life. For one, it's allowed me to travel to parts of the world I never thought I'd have the chance to visit. In college, I spent a summer interning in Switzerland, and I spent a week attending a conference in Rome. And since I've been at work, I've been sent to LA, Austin, and London for various work trips. More importantly than the glamour of traveling, however, I'm lucky because each and every day I look forward to going into the office, knowing that what I help make at Apple is something meaningful. I never imagined I would be contributing to software that, gosh, nearly 1 billion people worldwide use every day. My career and really my adult life has only just begun, I like to think. So I don't know what comes next, but I can only hope that it will be just as great as the beginning has been. A beginning that has largely been so great because of my Neapolitan roots. And for that, I want to thank you all.